we'll get started in this case. For joining us today. My name is I'm the chapter president of Waterloo region. It's just so great to see so many Waterloo region and beyond here today. So my appreciation to you all for coming today. And we appreciate everyone for recognizing the importance of this issue. So just a quick Haudenosaunee and neutral peoples of the Grand River Valley, and we appreciate the opportunity to come together today. We have a great lineup of speakers, so I'll just say a few words to get started. Each year we launch the Project Red Ribbon campaign to highlight the dangers of impaired driving and remember the victims and impacted individuals all across the country. Many people in the audience will have been impacted by the decision to drive impaired. We are here today to raise awareness of the continued issue of impaired driving. The red ribbon symbolizes our remembrance of victims and survivors everywhere and our commitment to drive sober each and every time. That's why it's so great to see everyone today, and just a big thank you from myself and from the whole chapter. To get us started, I would like to invite Karen Redmond, Regional Chair of the Waterloo Region, to say a few words. Thank you, Karen.
So I'm going to try to block the wind here, and I just say I'm thrilled to see so many people here. And I would have MADD Canada has made a real influence. Waterloo region is an incredible local influence, and it's behavior. And I have to say, I can't think of one initiative that has changed public attitude and behavior more than MADD Canada. So I think it's an incredible journey that we're all on together. The Red Ribbon campaign reminds us that we have to forever just want to say, give a shout out to MADD Canada for your ongoing efforts. It is making a difference. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair Redmond, for attending today and speaking. Up Mark Crowell, Chief of Police for the Waterloo Region Police.
Well, thank you for all being here. It's truly an honor to join together with MADD and all community and emergency service partners to launch the national Project Red Ribbon campaign in Waterloo Region. Thank you all for being here to help raise awareness about the risks and the consequences of impaired driving. Although the Project Red Ribbon campaign runs from November to January, our police service and all emergency service partners wish to promote safe driving 24/7, 365, because far too often we see the devastating impacts and the lives that are lost and destroyed by the actions of impaired drivers. Collisions involving alcohol and/or drugs remain a leading cause of death in Canada. On average, 4 Canadians are killed and 175 are injured every day in Canada. And we know in this community, sadly, some people just aren't getting the message. Year to date in 2023, WRPS has charged over 300 individuals with over 800 impaired driving offenses, which is an increase over previous years. Through enforcement and education, police professionals locally, across Ontario and across Canada are seeking to eliminate impaired driving to ensure that our roads are safe for everyone. We all know that crime prevention is a shared responsibility. In the coming months, police officers will be engaged in ride programs across Waterloo Region, across Ontario. We are encouraging everyone to always aim for zero, to plan ahead, and to use designated drivers or public transportation. All of us will have opportunities to offer a sober ride to a loved one in need. If anyone suspects that someone is driving impaired, please call 911. Together, we can help everyone arrive alive. Together, we can make our roads safer, and we can help build a stronger community. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Crowell, for joining us to speak today. Much appreciated. Our next speaker for today is John Riches, Chief of Paramedic Service in the Waterloo Region. Welcome, Chief Riches.
Afternoon, everybody. I'll try and block the wind as well. So good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Isaac and MADD Waterloo Region, for including paramedic services in the kickoff of the Project Red Ribbon season. There's a faux pas. Every day, our paramedics respond to motor vehicle collisions in the community. Often, those collisions result in patients suffering traumatic injuries and death. Working with allied partners such as police and fire, our paramedics do their best to stabilize patients, provide important out-of-hospital medical care, and safely transport the injured to hospital. On a regular basis, our paramedics see firsthand the devastation caused by those that are under the influence of alcohol or drugs and then get behind the wheel. We urge the public to drive responsibly always, and especially during the holiday season. We all have a responsibility to keep our roads safe. I wish to thank our paramedics and support staff for the incredible work they do every day. They are out in the community, responding to calls and supporting those in need. Our leadership team is so proud of the work our staff do and their contribution to ensuring the public is safe and protected. Thank you, and please drive responsibly.
Thank you for joining us today, Chief Riches. Now, from one chief to another, we are pleased to introduce Robert Gilmore, Fire Chief for the City of Kitchener.
Honored guests and emergency service colleagues, police, paramedics, and firefighters. Our function and service we provide varies, but one thing is common, and that is our commitment to provide help and care for the people in our community day in and day out. Clearly, our service leaders here today did not start their careers in their current roles as chief officers, self included. For a time in our careers, we're all frontline responders that attended countless calls for help and unfortunate tragedies, many of which we will never forget. And this is why we're here today, to show our appreciation and support once again this year for the kickoff of Project Red Ribbon. We're here to ensure that we, that we continue to educate and continue pursuit of safer roadways and responsible drivers. I share with our staff at the fire stations every opportunity that I have that there is no greater calling, no greater job, or no greater profession than the one where you have the opportunity to help someone or to make a difference in their lives. With that said, I would personally like to acknowledge and thank our police officers, our paramedics, and our firefighters who work together 24/7, 365, caring for and responding to calls for help. Wishing you all a safe and happy holiday.
Many thanks for joining us today, Chief Gilmore. It's been great to get input from each of the emergency services, all of whom will be affected differently by impaired driving collisions. These are some of the victims and survivors that we often forget about, but it's good to remind everyone of the importance. Next up, we'd like to invite Mayor Barry Verbanovic, Mayor of Kitchener, to say a few words.
Well, thank you very much, Isaac. And indeed, it is great to be here and to see the amazing crowd here as we gather to launch the Red Ribbon campaign. But I think maybe we're onto something with Red Robin. I mean, maybe we need a mascot for MADD, and maybe it should be a Red Robin going forward. But I am pleased to be here with a couple of my mayoral colleagues and bring greetings on our collective behalf. And also here with me is Mayor Sue Foxton from North Dumfries and Mayor Natasha Saladin from Wilmot. Thank you to both of them for being here as well. We're gathered today to kick off the Project Red Ribbon, which is aimed at promoting safe driving during the upcoming holiday season. We all need to continue to spread the message that, as a community, we need to come together to stop incidents of driving while impaired. Be this when you see a friend leaving a party, or perhaps when you're out at an event this holiday season. Every time any one of us speaks up, we could be saving a life. At MADD Canada, their mission is to stop impaired driving and to support victims of this violent crime. Locally, we're fortunate to have MADD Waterloo Region, which is 100% volunteer driven. We have an amazing community locally. Isaac and everyone else who helped look after MADD Waterloo Region. As part of Project Red Ribbon, millions of red ribbons will be distributed as part of MADD Canada's longest-running public awareness program. Thank you to them for the work they do year-round, be it their programs and services for victims, public awareness, legal research, or their youth and anti-impaired driving technology. They're making a difference in our community every day. Lastly, thank you to all of our emergency services providers, police, our area fire departments, and EMS. Without you, we couldn't be doing this, and thank you for all you do each and every day to keep our community safe. Thank you to everyone who came out today to support this campaign kickoff, and I hope to see many red ribbons in our community in the coming months. Happy holiday season, everyone.
Thank you kindly, Mayor Verbanovic. For our final speaker today, we'd like to invite MADD's own Don Reagan, Chief Operating Officer from MADD Canada, who has graciously traveled down to join us today. Welcome, Don.
Good to see you. Hello, everyone. I'm honored to be here to help launch this year's Project Red Ribbon campaign. With the holidays fast approaching and lots of parties and celebrations on the social calendar, we want to remind everyone to choose a sober ride home if they're going to be consuming alcohol, cannabis, or other drugs. As mentioned, from now until January, MADD Canada and our incredible volunteers across the country will be distributing red ribbons and red ribbon car decals to the public to tie on their vehicles or their keychains, purses, backpacks, wherever they'll be visible to the public. These ribbons symbolize a person's commitment to always drive sober and to arrange a sober ride if they've been drinking or doing drugs. They're also a tribute to the innocent victims and survivors of impaired driving, which we must never forget. Every year, hundreds of people are killed and thousands are injured in crashes involving alcohol, cannabis, or other drugs. Progress has been made over the years, but it still happens far too often, and there's still more work to be done. These tragedies do not have to happen. Impaired driving is entirely preventable. That's why MADD Canada, with the support of partners and sponsors, work to raise awareness amongst the general public, to educate youth, to advance effective legislation and policies, and to support victims and survivors. We hope these ribbons remind everyone to always drive sober or plan ahead for a sober ride. If we all work together, we can save lives, prevent injuries, and make our roads safer during the upcoming holiday season and all year long. I want to thank my apologies, it's very windy. I want to thank MADD Waterloo Region and all of our volunteers across the country for hosting these Project Red Ribbon events. These passionate, dedicated volunteers, many of whom are victims and survivors themselves, give their all to help reduce impaired driving and make roads safer in their communities. They are truly the heart and soul of MADD Canada. My final message: if you're going to be consuming alcohol, cannabis, or other drugs, please plan ahead for a sober ride home. Take an Uber, call a cab, arrange a designated driver, take public transit, call a sober friend or family member. No one wants an empty chair at their holiday dinner season. Driving impaired is never worth the risk, not to you, not to your passengers, not to all the other motorists and pedestrians on the road with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Don, for joining us today. Before we end today, I just wanted to share a big thank you to all the speakers and attendees today. It means so much that you could join us. And a huge thank you to our chapter volunteers who worked to make this event a reality. It couldn't have happened without you all, so my thanks to you. The fight against impaired driving is a long and difficult one, but it brings a lot of great people together as a community, so we can be thankful for that. We invite you all to join us at the booth over there. There's coffee and tea, snacks available, and red ribbons as well to attach to your vehicles. And help yourself if you're cold to some coffee and tea. And just a big thank you